In the audience, Councilmember Lynn right here, and former Councilmember Freilich next to him. We have got, so tonight, obviously, we are in a post-election
So we know.
environment where we know what we didn't know previously. And so tonight, I noted in the last meeting, I'll give 75 minutes for you all to change it based on the election results and see if we can come to an agreement as to something better than where we previously were. And we'll start that shortly. We didn't have anyone sign up to speak, so we will move past that, and I will take a motion on the minutes.
A motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our map. What we have here is map number 6. This is a copy of map number 6. This is the map where we were last meeting. And this is the map that we had all made a motion to move as our primary map. So tonight, we'll entertain the ideas. I'm gonna open it up to the room as to what changes could look like to this map based on the post-election results from last weekend. Does anyone have any suggestions, ideas?
I'd like to play with where Cristal is. Like, I know that it would be a domino effect, but kind
Right here?
of just for the sake of a new map.
You want to see this line move this way or this
Yeah,
way?
but I remember that circle up there had a ton of people, right?
Yep.
Which one?
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Didn't that have a lot
So
of
do
people?
you want to start with this jog along Dennis Lane right here? So follow Dennis Lane here, maybe all the way down to Farmers Branch Park?
Yeah.
And see what that does to the numbers. So right now, we're at 4.92% deviation. And right now, 4 is light. 4 is minus 242, and 5 is, looks like heavy of 110.
Mhm.
So
And then where his new place is it possible to make that a little more?
okay, so let's change this one first. So that was how many people? Okay, so now, how many people is that? Well, oh, that's fine.
700 at least.
Okay, so come back over here to District 1 and 3, please. Okay, so grab, there's a line right here, grab this one and this one in the 1 and see what that does. It's 365. So 2 is still very, 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 very heavy. Okay, so let's come back down here to 2. So if 4 is light, and we know that 2 and 4 touch, how about we take this area and move it from 2 to 4? Yes. And see how that works. 304 people. Okay, so now 2 is heavy 6.5%, 467 people. And 1 is light and 3 is light. Okay, so 1 and 3. Okay, so 4. How about these 3 streets right here? Between 5, it's got 72. So 5's got, it can give up to 200 people. See if we can put, that goes in the wrong district.
Into which district?
You go put that into 4 or 3.
These guys here?
Okay, so now, hold on, let me think about this. So 3 is light, right?
3 and 1 need population, 2
Okay, so
is heavy.
let's take some of this area out of 2 and put it into 3.
So how do
It's 398 people. That's 479.
Too much?
That's two, just try it and see what happens. Into three.
Can you remind me what the red dot is?
The red dot is an incumbent, the black dot. So our two council member elects are right here and right here.
Right?
So this is an incumbent that's in office. This is in office, this is in office, and Merritt is in office.
Okay.
This council member is terming out, this one did not win, and this incumbent did not win. Okay, so now where are we at? We're at 6.5%, which is 1 is still low, 5 is still high, 3 is still high. So what was low? 1 is low.
Is there anything next to the council-elect that could, like, next to him, that could move over a little bit?
Either 1 from 3?
You said 1 is,
This one right here
Yeah.
extends all the way
oh,
down.
that's
here.
right, that's right.
It's huge, you can't do that one.
Should have got it.
Okay, I got one. What about this one right here? Click on this
On
one,
this side?
go from 3 to 1.
There's nobody in it.
Oh,
Well, there you
That's the
go.
reason. How about the folks where, is this Farmers Branch?
Yeah, that little,
How about right there? Well, it was brought up previously that
That's too big?
could sway that district.
Yeah,
They're afraid that this could
Yeah.
sway a District 1 election. The
I
people
agree.
that live right there and vote there.
That area that we just said nobody's in there, is that, can we see that again? Isn't that Valley View and Luna?
Oh, no,
Like
they're,
southwest side of Valley View.
we know there are people there, but according to our census we just got, there are no people there.
We have to go by the census.
Yeah, yeah. So 2020, none of that was. Arizona was.
Okay, so we're trying to get people into 1. So
Can you
what if-
lower it,
what
like,
if
right,
we-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So what if we took from 5 to 2 and 2 to 1? What if we took these 3 streets right here in Johnson Park, 1, 2, 3, how many is that? How many people are in those right there? 95, 207, 403. Whew. If we put all that into 2. we
To
would have
5 to 2?
to- 5 to 2,
Five to
so
2.
5 is high right now, and 2 is low.
There you go.
Just looks wonky, it's not as nice as the previous.
And
But
then-
for the sake of a new map, could you move above Farmers Branch where it's, could you move any of that down out of 3 to put into 1?
That was the.
Well, we had this discussion maybe 3 or 4 meetings ago, that this west of Tom Field Road could control an
Yes.
election
Oh,
wouldn't
right,
get this
you
back.
literally just.
for District 1, which,
What about the finger?
that's like 200 people. Click on that.
This one?
And like, it would be a, yeah. You took it from that one.
230 people are in that. So if we put that into, we can't put into 3, we can't put into 4, we can't put into 1.
But if you put it into 2, then you could move the line, right?
We put in 2, we put this back into 2.
Another one right there.
Now you're at 311.
What about just
So
maybe
2 is-
one street?
Take this
Like
one.
in
Oh,
number,
right there?
and number 1, you know where the,
What if we took back some of these? that
right,
we
that's why I
took?
said one street.
What if we took, so sundown, what if we put sundown back in, both sides of sundown? Farmers Branch Park, the park has no people assigned to it.
Goes back to one.
That's 280 people. Okay, so 2 is now heavy. Okay, so take some of these streets back into 5, because 5 is now below 7,000. It's 293 short, so take
Take those
one
back.
street, one of those back, that first one back to 5. So 5 is now 97, so 3, so District 3 now is shy, and so is 5, so.
But that's okay, because it's not, we're not at 10%.
No, we're not.
You're fine.
Yeah, we're within the deviation, it's not the lowest deviation we've had, but it's definitely within, it's less than 10%. But do we, from when you look at it, does it look as visually appeasing as the other maps?
No, just completely undo.
I think there were some meritorious changes, though, that we made, especially over here. I think we made this look better by just, instead of grabbing just this census block, by grabbing this one, I think we made that look more compact. But how could we balance that out with?
So what if we took the area that's south of Valley View in 2 and put that back into 3?
Put all of it back into 3? So she said she wants to
Yeah.
see all of this back into 3.
This right here.
We want to make it look prettier.
Okay, and so now 2 is,
No,
2 is really, so what if we take that area over by Johnson Park?
You mean put those 3 back in?
You're taking it from 5, 5's already shallow. 5's already down 97 people. And you
Yeah.
clicked just that street was like 200. So maybe you can take and you can bring this back down. Maybe come to Eric Lane, bring 2 down to Eric Lane right here. How many people is it first? That's 304.
That back in 2.
Let's put it into 2.
Uh, 3 is still heavy.
good boy.
What if we took, okay, how many, I know it's a big population now, but the area where, for District 4, where the incumbent is, what if we put,
That's only 100 and what, not even 190.
what if we put that in
One.
5? And then we take the Johnson Park area now and then bring that, so that way we have, let's see, no, because we'll be taking it from 4.
We need to give back, now 4 is low.
So pull, if we pull up, yeah, pull that up.
Put that, you want that back in
Give that
4?
to 4. Yeah.
Okay, so now,
2 and 3.
So 2 and 3. So maybe we could, well, 2 and 3, we know we can change this area right here. If you, what was the whole area, 900?
Oh, it was about 1,000.
1,000 people for the whole area? Is there like a bisecting area?
Let's double check to make sure I have that right.
1,014.
Yeah, 1,014.
So if we gave
You wanting to give that to 2?
We can't give all of it to 2 because it's 1,000,
Well-
it's 1,000 people.
How many people are along the street, or on, is it Dennis in District 1? If we gave that back to 2?
Where at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so go back. Oh, she's talking about this one right here,
Go north.
right here. So you're gonna give from 2 to 1 though.
Give this back?
We need to go from 1 to 2.
We need to go from 3 to 2. We need to go from 3 to 2.
Yeah, 2, if you give it back to 1, that's fine, but 2 will be even lighter.
Well, if we give it to
We
1,
need to
but
find something to put into 2.
so 1,
So what about north of Valwood?
from where to where?
North,
Valwood is right here.
Josie
Scroll
to-
down a little bit, please.
Josie to
But-
Wood Chapel.
Well, remember, one of these has got 1,700 in it.
Oh, that's it,
I
okay.
think it's the ring. I think this one right here,
Yeah.
this ring is 1,700 in it.
Okay.
It's densely populated.
That's 731, 790. Click on the big one. 887, 965, 2,000. There it is right there.
Sections,
It's
27.
2,700 in that whole area. So maybe the Hollandale bisects right through here. Maybe see about just putting that into 2. From 1. Seven, 887? Okay, so now 1 is very, 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 so it's 3. I don't know if we can get out of that. So what 1 is, okay, yeah, yeah, so let's start hitting some undos.
Well, wait, what if we put that one street that's in 1 and move it to 2 now, since 1 is 1 high? I can't read that. No, 1's low.
1's 925 low.
Okay.
So we could come all the way over to Birch Lawn. We could do something like take from here all along Birch Lawn and where it turns into Tom Field and put that from 2 to 1. 2 doesn't have that many to give. It's 3 that's got the
We go back and give this part back.
okay, I'll give that back to 1. That's 629 people though, so. Oh, man, let me see.
And so with all due respect, though, you just now brought back in the current council members, so then why would we be changing this whole changing the whole map? I thought the changes were designed to, based on the election. So with that addition, you've just now added back the current council member.
Well, I don't think that the intention of today's exercise was to add or remove a person that won or lost from a district just because they won or lost. I think we're doing an exercise in compactness and numbers to see if we can get any compacter than we started, which a compact map is a one that's got straight lines versus a map that's got, like this going on. So
But I didn't hear anyone indicate a concern about the compactness, so where, if there's a concern about it, that's fine, but specifically in what area?
Well, the whole, so if we were to just load 6 back on top of this, could you put overlay 6 back on top of this? So if we overlay 6 back on top of this, today is exercise is a compactness exercise. Anything we do, we're trying to really fine and I don't want to say tailor, but we're trying to make the map more compact than we started.
But we started the conversation to.
We did
Post-election.
start the
And then we
conversation.
started going in that route.
Yes.
Right. So.
And for me,
we
I was
didn't-
just trying to make it a little
Right.
more,
So-
like, less obvious that we were trying to keep them.
In the last meeting, I remember we said that no matter how the election turned out, the map really wouldn't change that much.
Well, we,
Right.
well, also remember, we met the guidelines of the charter and the resolution
Yeah,
prior to any election. We could have been sunsetted and done, and we could have still met the requirements. It was just to make sure the committee members were heard in making changes post-election. It wasn't necessary, that's what we're here for, is to make sure that we're answering any questions. So that is 6 overlaid our changes. So if you come over here, you see where we added this one and this one to 1 from 3, which I would consider that a compactness feature, but, you know, we can argue both ways. You know, where this line comes through, I guess it could be a compactness thing, but you know, it's 183 people. We're having trouble getting people back to 4. And we have way too many people in 3. So if we were to take these back right here and give those back to 3, then 3 would be even further outside of the, so that's why we're having this conversation, to see what, you know, some of these efforts prove to be futile, but they may not. We have to kind of talk through them and see. That's why we're.
Sure, I'm just asking like what the compactness, I mean, we've talked about this many times, so we were gonna look at this today post-election because that was some concerns that were expressed, which is totally fine. So I'm wondering, like, before we change everything, like, is there a specific area that we should maybe focus on and just try to hone in the efforts that way instead of just kind of like doing all of it again and just kind of shifting everything? I mean, and the same thing with the compactness. Like, I see what you're saying about 1, bringing that line down, that looks great. You know, if there's other concerns about compactness, I think maybe somebody could just express that concern so we can just like hone in and focus on that point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the 1, that's much better, having that part be part of 1. This area here too, if we could make that work better, that would be, to me, in my mind, that would make it better.
So can we add that?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
On the person that was the winner in District 1, and all I know is the person's name, I've seen the person's name. Was he Hispanic or perhaps supported significantly by Hispanics? Do we know?
I can't say.
He is Hispanic. No, he is Hispanic.
Okay.
But I don't think you can
He's
answer the
Hispanic.
second.
And he was supported by not only Hispanics, but by Southeast
You know,
Asians.
I would be, if it was a non-Hispanic that won, I would be leery about reducing the Hispanic, significantly reducing the Hispanic percentage.
But Bob, we didn't. We improved
But
1.
Hispanic is not as, you know, that's not as much of a concern. And the name to me seems to be a Spanish.
Both candidates were Hispanic, so.
You know, I think we do want to be careful in 1 not to significantly reduce the Hispanic population, which, or percentage, which, I think right now it's, about 3% from where we were. Is that about right?
3% from 6, but we're greatly improving where we started, from where we started. So you're correct.
Okay.
So map 6, we are 3% down from that, but we are like greatly even 12% or 14% higher from where we stand today. in our current situation. Yes, ma'am.
Bronson, I remember in our first meeting, Omar was at that meeting, who's been elected, and he said he was moving.
He moves from right here to like right here.
Okay, so he's right there, all right.
Should we add in that piece to 1 and make it 7?
Add what piece to what?
Add the piece from 3 to 1,
Which, well, I'm confused.
just, or,
The pretty compact
Yeah.
part that you did.
is that gonna be 7 or are we just changing to 6?
I don't think we've got anywhere to save anything yet, but we're on the way to saving another map. But I think we've made way too many changes. I almost think we need to go back to 6 and maybe just add like those 2 pieces and then kind of go.
That's gonna be my
I
suggestion.
agree.
Okay, so let's go back, let's just completely delete what we have and go back to the blank 6 and we'll make some changes to 6.
Well, one thing I was wondering is that area in 1 that we'll just redone it right there. That was at the very top. I was thinking that may be more single family, probably Hispanic.
Where?
It would be good to have that in as I think the area just below that we kept in is largely apartment and more non-citizen.
That's all, well, it is a little bit, it's a little
If it's
bit,
back in there,
it is, but
I'm just thinking that might be something to look at.
but there are 2 or 3 highly populated apartment complexes up there as well. There are houses that are gonna be facing Dennis, but there's gonna be apartments here, and another one right up here.
Okay,
Okay,
back to
so this is
6.
back to 6, no changes to 6. Okay, so let's see what changing this one and this one from 3 to 1 does. So we've got 365, 559. Okay, so now, District
wow.
1, well, 1 just went
This is not good.
the wrong way. What happened? We hit the undo button just one time, please.
Yeah, because
Yeah, 'cause we're almost at 10% deviation.
Yeah,
You want to add them one at a time?
yeah, let's add it one at a time.
You want the one on the left first?
Well, this one probably looks better,
Yeah,
right?
just to, okay.
Just add that little,
Let's add that one.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't make a change.
4.92, so we're back to the 5. 4 is still light. But the compactness, we were very compact right here. We don't have any, like, let's see,
And 5 is high.
5 is what?
5 is high, 110.
5 is high. We could stand to pull another street or 2 from here, but this is 1,900 people in that square right there.
Yeah.
1,900. And the streets are all long and linear, so you're gonna have
Big sense of
we're gonna have a
Does anyone live, I can't tell, does anyone live on the east side of 5?
we're on the east side.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Right here, this is Wooded Creek,
Oh,
where you live,
more.
and then this is like 1,700.
This section right here is
Right.
about 17.
So remember, during our last map, when we gave all this area to 4, we brought that area to 5 to give all this to 4 down here. Remember 4 or 5 had that long kind of leg underneath?
Yeah, oh, is that at the other one over there, Dawson?
Which one?
That-
Oh,
that-
this is one of the examples.
Yeah.
This is like map 3, I think.
Yeah.
but
It's 4.
When we took this leg out and gave it to 4, we took this area over here into 5.
Main vote.
So 4 is
So
low.
what if you, right along Valley View, between 2 and 5, it has that little indention going up? How many people are kind of in that census block?
And which one? This one?
Uh-huh.
Right there?
Let me zoom in a little bit.
It's pretty dense area.
188.
About another 80.
268. So
What
that
if
would,
you took those other three streets?
hold on one second. So if you took those three and put those into 4, we would almost balance out.
They are in 4.
They're in 4 right now?
They're currently in 4.
Oh.
So I'm just talking out loud, okay, so I was wondering if you move that line down to Valley View and give it to 5, and then that corner area that everybody was talking about,
Yeah.
the 1,700 folks, taking that out of 5 and putting it to 4. I just don't know what the numbers are.
So highlight this area and tell us what this is, and then tell us what this is.
That area there.
477, that might work actually, so I think that's like 530. No, we don't want that area, we want this area right here, down over here. Right?
No,
I was actually talking
yeah.
about where she's at.
Oh, you were, so that whole thing has to come now, because you have to connect it,
Okay, so,
right?
So how many,
1,800 toward 2,000?
so what about, how many people did we say are at Marsh and Valley View? Where the incumbent is?
Oh, right here in this neighborhood?
If we brought that.
183, I think.
So if we put that in Johnson Park back in 5, but then took,
Doesn't Richard Jackson live further south?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, there it is.
How about Terry's neighborhood? Is less than,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's less than 200.
What do we want to move next?
I don't know, I didn't.
if we move, sorry, Lily.
I don't know if
But
the
you want to
numbers
give that,
add
you
up.
want to give that corner?
No, I don't think that, I thought you were
4
gonna
and the
take,
other 2 pieces to 5?
I thought you were gonna swap this area down here.
We can try that too. I was just thinking we close up both ends of 5 and 4, but I don't think the numbers add up.
So, let's see, that was almost 2,000 people in that
Well,
corner.
it doesn't, in that area, in that little
Oh, I got
corner
it.
you're talking about on Light Acres, and it's really a different neighborhood
Hmm.
than across the creek.
That's 666.
It's still a
There's
different
there's a
neighborhood.
dividing line in there, that creek.
667.
Okay.
But that's 2,000 though,
Mhm,
right? Yeah.
mhm.
I mean, the only way you could do that is if you put those into 5 and then see if you can, how much of this could go into 4.
Yeah,
But then 2 right now is only 85 people high,
Yeah.
so.
How many people are in the section by, like, I think that's Midway and Alpha, on that border between 5 and 4? Back the other direction.
This whole area up here,
Like,
or just over here?
scroll down a little, like, right here, what's this?
Oh,
That's some retail.
Retail and one apartment.
545.
543, one apartment, Prairie Crossing.
Okay,
and that's in 4 right now, right?
right.
So
That's right.
take-
So 4 is low though.
Yeah.
So if we took that from 4, could we give all that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, that's the wrong way.
You'd have to take the rest of Primrose maybe, and if you took that from 4, take Primrose and Phyllis and put it in 4,
This right here, I think, was like 300.
and how much is the,
Right there.
And it's already down to.
304.
304? And then how much was in the corner that August was asking about?
It's like 500.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if we swap them, we can undo them, but we can visualize and see where it takes something from somewhere else. So swap those 2, please.
This goes to 5. All the way over, right?
Yes, yes. So
that's
2,
the shop well.
so 2 is gonna be, so that's 304. Okay, so now 4 is low and 5 is high.
16 deviation.
2 is low.
2 is low and 4 is low.
So
So we can't
two
swap
do-
any from 2 to give.
So 2, you can't take from 2 to 4 because we just messed it up more.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you pan back out a little bit?
5 is just so
Zoom a little bit out, please.
not very compact anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go back, what were the numbers when we just made this change over here? Do you remember what it was?
Which number, which one?
That didn't have any, hang on a minute, let me double check.
When we just straightened that line over there, how'd that
And then
change
you
our?
straighten the line, there's no population. So
In that one?
yeah, there's nothing. So it's just a straightener.
That's good.
That's pretty
We'll take
easy.
it.
We can definitely do that.
So then should we go back to 6 and just straighten it out and see what it looks like? I feel like we've made so
I
many
think that's what we've been
changes.
trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, it's-
That's where this is.
Did we, I feel like we already did, but that 5 and 4 where it kind of just, yeah, can we make that line go down, but
Where were we?
Five and
You could
four.
bring in Brookhaven College.
There's
Zero. Yeah, it's
Zero, right, but it makes your line looks.
Oh, if you want to do that from a line aspect, but then I even messed with trying to figure out how to keep this all in one, and there's just no way. Then you have a 4 that becomes almost the length of the city, almost 9 miles long, 5 miles long.
yeah.
Brookhaven College gives you none, all it really does is make your.
It does, but
Yeah, but then you
then,
have
but
the
then
two-
this 180 gets kind of stranded.
Well, yeah, and it makes 4 a long neck, kind of a narrow neck to get connected to the rest of it, so.
Right.
I'm wondering if this got added, these two pieces to 5, and then we notched into that piece to 4.
Gave more 5 of Johnson Park to 4?
We couldn't do 4 because that's where Richard lives. You couldn't give that to
This
5.
piece. And this piece.
No, I'm sorry. Wait.
That's 667 people.
I was thinking, I know this is nobody, but just to clean up this line, if that were 5, and then we notched it up, so that became
Oh, wait,
4.
but these two right here is 667, and this one was 543, right?
Oh, okay.
That Prairie Crossing was 503 or 543? That might work.
But they're.
Well,
those
it's
are
all,
already
it's all
four.
in 4.
They're already in 4.
Back, yeah.
So,
Okay. That's the wrong
Okay,
way.
can we take out of 5 then?
like the top, where 2 right now is split by Webb Chapel, but could you jump at the very top, jump across on 2 to that gray area? If you're trying to add the 2?
Where?
Okay, jump
I
where?
think you're saying what I was saying here, I think this
No.
becomes part of 4.
Higher. Here?
Yeah,
At Southern Pines and?
Yeah. What is that?
that's where I live.
How much is that? That's the best part of the city, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
I beg to differ.
Were you wanting to see how many were
I
in
feel
this?
like that would be hard just knowing the
If
neighborhood
you get that top, I
Because
think
there'd be
it's 1900.
those
Get
3
this-
streets
Get these top 3 right here.
that are off Southern
Those
Pines,
3.
right?
At the
I
top?
believe it's
Yeah.
1900.
That's what I'm worrying about, and like the way we're changing it now, the neighborhoods are being.
Or messed up.
Yeah.
Nice thing is, we can reject it and
We can hit the undo button.
Yeah.
1719 is all of Johnson Park.
What's highlighted is all Johnson Park, is that what you said?
Yeah, in yellow.
So,
And we tried maybe on map 4 to put all of that into 2. Well, we couldn't make that happen.
And that's 5 went all the way down.
Not even that, we ended up having 5 come all the way across Valwood. So what do we do?
so what happens, did we get it up? It didn't register. So the little portion of Johnson's Outpost is in 4 right now on this map.
Oh,
If you-
just this piece.
If you gave that back to 5 and then gave 4 the Primrose.
Gave him Eric Lane and all these right here. So he's saying put this all into 5 and put all this into 4. Now, what's gonna happen is 2 is 85 people high, but now they're gonna be a couple hundred people low. But we might be within our deviation.
And then this back to 4.
It just skyrocketed.
So what?
So
So now,
So now you got 2 and 4 low.
4 is still way low.
so is 5 high?
Well, so
Five's
then.
high.
Okay, so why don't we
then
give, so
put
5 and 2 can swap. Why can give some Johnson Park to 2?
What do you want to give to?
Take that whole chunk and give it to
Whole
Primrose.
chunk.
So maybe how about like this street, and this street to 2 and see what happens. So it's 268, that's half of what we need. So how about the 3 streets above it? How about White Marsh, these 3? Make the dividing line be, what, the Chalaverton?
I know where you live.
Me?
So you're taking us out of the Brookhaven area and,
No,
No, this is down at Johnson.
This is Johnson Park.
oh.
I don't think, he didn't mean White Marsh. It was-
Okay.
I did, yeah, Winter Haven, sorry about that. W, they all start with W's, it's been a long day. Okay, where am I at?
That made 2 really big.
It's too heavy.
2 is too heavy, but 4 is still at 6,700, so we can take, oh, we can't take from 4 there, 4's already gone. We can take from this area, we could move those streets over to 4.
Yeah, but then it makes it a lot further, right? Point from point A to B or whatever, like ends,
Yeah.
makes them a lot further.
Which section do you want to move into 4?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought I missed
Didn't
it.
seem like anyone liked that idea, so we can let it go.
I'm just thinking of our list and maybe we can do it.
So maybe our election, the only change we make are those 2 changes over there on the side of 1.
Yeah.
And, you
I
know.
think it just shows us map 6 was pretty darn good.
Which is too good.
Okay, so, can you get this to undo completely back to, just reload
I know,
6.
it's giving me a headache.
Okay,
Why did I say
reload
anything?
6.
So what is, Doc Bronson, since I came in late, what did making those changes do for us?
Which ones?
On 1 and
Oh, we're just back to nothing. We're back to original now.
Nothing's
Population.
It's just, it just makes it look better.
This is back to.
So this has got 0 in
We're all
it.
about looks, huh?
Yeah.
We're
This one
under
was
indices,
0.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has got
Which is
1.
everything.
So can we agree as a
So,
group that this is
reach out
better
today.
from
Yeah.
3?
Yes.
So 1. Okay, so we're gonna leave that one. That's not changing. We're gonna put that back in 1 and leave it there.
Okay.
Okay? So where's our numbers at now? 4.92. So 4 is low. I don't know how to get people into 4.
So are we that worried about 4 being that low?
I'm not worried, I like it to be below 5. I mean, my goal has always been 5%. I'd love to be 2, but I don't think that's possible.
Right.
Well,
We tried.
and we talked about too, about what gains 4 is gonna have. Of course,
Remember,
Right,
that's,
and the
that's
next
not,
really.
that's not something we can consider.
I know,
We're
but it's
considering
still
our
there.
35,000 number that we have. 35,770 is in consideration today. Not what's there now or what's gonna be there in 8 years.
I select 6, just with a little part of 1 fixed, and that's it.
That's it, so we don't wanna have any change throughout here, between 1 and 2, right? No more changes there.
Because they're very close between 3,
Real close.
85.
2 and 3 are all close.
Yeah, 1 to 3. It's 4 and 5 that are a little wonky, number-wise.
Can you tell me how many people are in these 2, this one and this one, please?
The ones next to it?
That one,
Yeah, hold on.
the one that looks like a beak,
This one?
that one, that one.
And the one
and
underneath
the
it?
two below it. Tell me how many of those, please.
The two.
71? 71?
270.
272. So if we took 272 from 1 to 2, just see what happens. Go from 1 to 2.
No.
Gonna put it into.
Two.
That won't solve the problem.
Yeah, undo that. Undo that. Okay, so maybe we're at map 6 with that minor change over there near our council member elect, and that's it.
Just trying to figure out a way to get.
Oh. Does anyone have any questions? We're gonna have to start voting on these in a minute. You know what I don't have? I need some scoring sheets. Yeah, and again.
Or trees.
I don't have any. I'm completely out.
You'd like to do the scoring sheets with regards to that little piece that got added?
No, I think we need to, did we score 4?
We did.
Yeah, we're in 6
And
last
6 is
time.
number 1 now?
Yes.
Okay, so then we don't need to do it then. We don't need to score them if you don't. So I guess we need to take a vote to see if this version of 6 is gonna become 7. Sound good? So,
Differences.
That little piece.
the difference is
That one
that
little
Piece that has.
That has no
piece.
pillow.
Wait a minute.
Zero people in it.
It's more compact looking.
Yeah.
It's compact, more compact, because a straight line short, you know.
Not, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So everyone that likes, we're gonna call this 7, map 7 versus map 6. All those in favor of map 7 versus 6, please raise your hand. So is that unanimous? Is that yes? Okay.
No, not
Not
unanimous.
Can we see the numbers side by side?
It's not.
I don't think it changed much, right?
There's no nothing. It's just an appearance.
Yes, there's only one here, yes.
There were no changes, right?
There's no number change,
There's no number change,
No number change.
just aesthetic, yeah.
just that yellow.
7 is fine.
Okay, so 7, we need to do a show of hands. I have to write this
Yeah,
down.
do it again.
Okay.
I guess, does anybody oppose it?
Yeah, ask if anybody opposes.
Don't care either way.
Well, it's,
Abstain.
abstaining is a yes now. We learned that. And so my question to you is, we would like to see we've had a very great time of being together. So
Breaking up?
my question to you is, do you want to maintain our unanimity, whatever that word is, unanimity, over that piece that's got
You're trying to
0?
give me peer pressure?
I'm peer pressuring right now.
You should know better than that.
Okay, so, because I think that us being together as a group is more important than adding that little line, so that's how I feel.
So you're saying that the tail could wag the dog? I could hold back and,
What do you not like?
It could be a
about it?
mistrial.
Yeah, like, what do you not?
This would be a mistrial.
You
yeah.
already said that you liked 6 prior to tonight.
Yeah.
You voted on 6 being the number 1 map for our group.
right.
So, all we're doing is changing that one little piece.
That has nobody in
So
it?
maybe, can we put up a score? Can you put up a compactness score and show that this is more compact versus previous, or no? 'Cause
You
we
can, but I
have,
don't think it's gonna make much of a difference.
you don't think so?
Yeah.
Then maybe we don't do anything.
What's your reservation with that part?
I'm just being,
Yeah.
being
You're just
difficult.
being.
That works for me. If you want unanimity,
Unanimity?
Unanimity.
Nominee.
Unanimity.
so,
So after all that, are we good?
but just so
I
I'm
can
clear,
go.
what we see now in purple or lavender or whatever color it is, it's outside the red line. That's the one change. That area, what's there right now? Is that an industrial or?
We've zoned it for, no, there's some condos on it.
condos.
There's little 3 stories next to the church. We zoned it and they built them finally.
We're not supposed to care,
Yeah.
right?
But as of the census, there's nobody.
He asked, I answered.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
I guess why?
Trying to remember what it,
It's Sinlac, and there's a street, there's a church down there, and there are the apartments at the bottom of it. Actually, the apartments are in,
The townhomes?
right.
They're not, they're outside of that, aren't they?
There's townhomes there?
Is it like a brand new set of townhomes?
Across the street, right?
Yeah, those.
Valley View.
That's how it is
Oh,
now.
yeah, I think those are the,
Yeah.
Those are the townhomes.
yeah.
They're already in there.
And that's the huge new church across the street. So it's just a church and then there's like a factory warehouse right there in that big parking lot.
Like John Deere or something on the top side?
John Deere's on the other side. That's like a,
Right, so that's not likely to change over time to where you get a lot more votes there, so I can live with that.
I don't think that's.
But that, we can't remember, we're considering
But that's not
35,770.
under
It does not
consideration.
matter what's been built there. Does it matter what's zoned for that, or?
7 is fine.
But now that you zoomed in, are you gonna
Will you
fix that? You're
defend
gonna fix the
seven
little
proudly?
lines.
Will
I
you
took 'em all.
defend seven
That
proudly?
was 6.
As
No, you
equally
have
as
Valley
you would
View has
six?
the,
If 7's
Make
a
that-
win,
yeah, clean that up.
absolutely.
The what?
That's right there?
Oh, the block, yes.
I mean, I was just saying, you'll.
That'll be
clean all
cleaned
that.
up, yes, let me
I don't
grab
like
it.
fingers. On maps, fingers on.
This
maps.
guy.
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. That needs to be one.
There you go.
Okay, so now we're gonna entertain a vote whether 7 is the number one map. So all in favor of 7, please vote. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is unanimous, including our alternate, which is to the table. Okay, so now that map is superseded 6.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the second map that our second option we're gonna present? Are we gonna present 6 or are we gonna present 5?
I thought 4, but okay.
I mean, 4.
I would do 7 and 4.
7 and 4, okay. So all those in favor of presenting,
Can I
to
see?
the
Let's pull it for it.
Yes,
okay, let's see 4 again, please.
yes, let me pull it up.
How about you lay 4 and 7 over one another?
Do you want a
I think I
PDF of it, or do you want an
Yeah.
overlay?
I wanna see the numbers.
Just
Oh,
wanna-
we want to see the VAP
The VAP
For both.
for both. The voting age,
for 4?
4 and 4.
and 7.
7.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Because we could look at the map at 4 and see, because we know that 7 is 76% on one.
VAP summary.
4 was a better number. It was like 3.37, I think.
Yeah,
For deviation?
Row
Yeah, for deviation.
for deviation.
But what are the Hispanic voting age
Yeah.
percentages?
Oh, that, not. Let me grab the bottom.
So they're about the same.
75.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, they're the same.
They are the same?
Except for 4 and 5.
Oh,
They're the same.
That's right. You're right. It was only 4 and 5 that were different.
Well, we did,
That's right.
well, there's only 4 and 5 that we changed.
one, yeah, 4 and 5 is the only one that changed.
So it's 75.32%
Correct.
5194.
of 2.
Yes.
What was 2 on map 4?
The same.
Yeah, that was it.
The same.
51.94, but on this one, it's
56.83.
51.94.
So how is the map
Oh.
different?
1, 2, and 3 don't change, just 4 and 5.
Right.
Between the
You're
two,
looking at the
the two
voting age
plans.
position.
You still want to see the map, right?
You want to see 4? You want me to pop 4 real quick? Or a
Yeah,
PDF
over
of it?
5.
Yeah, it's a little choppy.
Oh, is that one up there?
That's 3.
That's 4.
This is 4.
It's 4.
Then we're-
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
four?
say that's,
Then maybe 5,
Oh,
right?
Maybe it
Wait,
was
were you pointing at
5.
the paper or the screen?
I was pointing at the paper that's
Oh.
4.
It's 4,
Yeah, that one's 4 and the one, yeah, and then 7.
and the one up here is 4. This is 4.
Yeah. Can you put?
5, is that different?
Do you want to see?
Map 5.
You want to see what?
Map 5.
6 were our.
Map 5?
And then 4 and 7.
I thought we made
That's
some
not,
changes.
that's not the one I remember, that's.
Yeah, me either.
I would think we.
Yeah, she just said 5 then.
Hmm.
I thought
We didn't change much.
wait,
Yeah, it does, it changes, so
Yeah.
4 goes all the way to Brookhaven Club Drive now. So, yeah, definitely. That's Plan 5. And then in Plan 6, we brought Brookhaven back to
The neighborhood.
where it ends on the creek again, where the creek that runs through.
That's right.
We brought that, okay, and that became 6. But we also fixed the air, we got 5 to where it did not go all the way down to 635 anymore.
Sorry, can you go back to 4?
Back to 4. Yeah, I'm going to give you, I'm going to see if I can get them side by side without sinking the whole
It's
thing
5.
here. Maybe not that way.
how are we looking at?
I don't remember it going all the way up or down.
Just roll with the dice.
So I'm just, I thought we were looking at 7 and 4.
Right, but someone asked to see 5.
Okay, just to look.
So that was 4.
This
and
is-
that's 5. Yeah, so. That's
4,
right.
4's got Bob above him, and 5's over there.
And the only thing that changed on 7 is 4 and 5. It's-
Okay.
Okay, so can you take the one that we have, we just voted on, can you save that as 7?
With the 1 block change.
With the 1 block change?
Yes, sir.
Save that as 7, and then lay 4 over our new 7, please? Like,
Uh, 4 on 7, yes.
What was throwing me off was the red lines, which were the old districts, but that's what was
it's
throwing
called
me
to
off.
order, what time is that called to order? 6:01?
I came in like 6:05, and y'all were already in.
We were?
Yeah.
So it's 6:01. Yeah, so I said 75 minutes, we're approaching 75 minutes.
You know it so well.
I know, it's this one.
Anyone?
Thanks, Dad.
This is 7 does look much
Oh,
better.
okay.
4,
Okay, so what are we looking at? 4 over 7?
4 on
Oh,
7.
4 is not even like in the ballpark.
No.
No.
Look how
Yeah.
big number 5 is,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way to
Yeah,
635.
that's what I didn't.
That's that one over there.
So
Yeah,
does
I don't
it,
like it.
is there any way to get a compactness score for both, just so we can say that it's definitely more compact? I know there are 6 different tests or whatever, but is there a way to judge one versus the other?
Well,
Bob, is there a way to figure out which of the 2 maps, 7 versus 4, is more compact? Like, if it was to go to court, you know, what number would they use to judge the compactness?
There are, and I think we mentioned this before, there are several measures of compactness that you can use. Generally, the courts don't really look at that. And, you know, we can produce those, but, you it may be measure is compact under one and not as compact under another because they're different measurements. I think it's generally better just sort of to look at it and do an eyeball test, is what you think is more compact. Here, basically what you're talking about is the difference, I think, in 4. And I think the 7 looks a little more compact to me. I don't know if that's how it would come out on some of those measurements, but like I say, I don't think, number one, I don't think anybody could bring a lawsuit saying it's not compact enough.
So you don't think we would be litigated against based on compactness? That would be, so you don't think that if we were to be litigated against, one of the things would be that it's a non-compact map?
I think, right, I think that the council could certainly look and want to make things compact. I think that was in the criteria, but if somebody brought a lawsuit, that would not really be an issue. And generally where compactness comes in is where you take a district and where it comes in the terms of lawsuits, is where you take a district and you try to create a racial result, and in doing so you make it non-compact. You get away from traditional districting principles such as compactness. And obviously, with District 1 and District 2, there's absolutely no difference in those maps as far as compactness, and in fact, both of those I think are pretty compact.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we're meeting the guidelines, because item number 7 in the resolution calls out the district should be compact and composed of contiguous territory. Compactness may be a function as well as a geographical dimension. That's one thing, and then it also, in the charter, the district shall be geographically compact to the extent as possible and composed of contiguous territory. So
everything is contiguous here, sir.
Right. I just want to make sure by us making the change from 4 to 7, we're not undoing compactness.
And the other thing where it mentions that compactness can have a functional component, what that's saying is that you can look at how if the area has some relationship, even though it may not look geographically compact, if the area that's defined sort of fits together, because it's a neighborhood or has some similar characteristic or something like that. That could be functional compactness. So if, I know that you had said sometimes in particular areas are traditionally in a particular district, or maybe they comprise a neighborhood or something like that, that sort of is a way of considering compactness, at least functional compactness.
Okay.
Map 7 seems to be, keeps the neighborhoods together.
More than
4.
Yes.
And that is a separate criterion, and I think is probably one that makes at least as much sense as compactness. It'll generally go pretty much together, but.
Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, we've chosen map 7 to be the primary map and map 4 to be the secondary map, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And is there any reason to meet on the 29th?
And what?
And we have one more meeting scheduled before we present, so I was just talking out loud. Is there any reason to meet on the 29th? We present to council on Tuesday, June 7th. So our meeting was supposed to be on Wednesday, the 25th. 2 weeks from today.
I don't
So-
see a reason.
I don't either.
Well, so we should probably take a vote just to make sure,
You just
you know,
have
so
nice.
it's my understanding, so, okay, so let me give you a little kind of lowdown. So it's my understanding that I'll present to council, and I don't believe there'll be any action that night from them, that they'll bring it back as an action item and have a public hearing for it, and obviously advertise and let the public come speak about it. And at that time, I would be there as, to answer any questions as opposed to the map or what we did or the process.
Do you need us there on the 7th?
Whatever you want, you're gonna be there. You don't, it's not necessary, but.
So for the public hearing, if people don't like it at all, would we have to come back or?
No, once we present, we sunset. We're done.
Okay.
We're out.
So we should be there about 6 o'clock on the 7th.
June?
He said 5:30.
What time do you think? 6 o'clock when the meeting
Six to
starts.
seven, So 5:36, I mean.
So we wouldn't go until the public hearings portion of the meeting. So it could be,
We can send you a copy of the agenda when it's closer, so you can.
could be down the road a little, could be at least an hour, hour and a half in the meeting if it's so long.
I need to watch it on TV also.
Well, I just thought to support what you're doing.
It's whatever.
Solidarity.
We're making sense.
Solidarity, if you all want to show up, that'd be great. I know. You can all hold a census block and you can all come together and make a map.
There won't be Chick-fil-A that night.
Oh, no, I'm not coming then.
Oh, wait, let's have that meeting then at the end.
Yeah, I need one more, but a healthy one.
Okay, so we're gonna vote for, I need to know from a show of hands if we're gonna meet on Wednesday, May 25th, yes or no? All in favor of meeting, raise your hand. Okay, no one. Okay, and all in favor of not meeting, raise your hand. Okay, so that's unanimously.
Okay,
So we are not gonna meet, Amy, on May 25th. So our next meeting will be during the council meeting. Or that will be the last, that'll be presentation. So actually, when we adjourn tonight, do we sunset or no?
No, not until the report's made to the council.
Not the reports made to council.
And when you come to the council, it's not gonna be really a meeting. You're gonna be making the presentation on behalf of.
I agree, yeah. So I didn't mean we're gonna like meet in the audience. No, I'm just gonna,
Oh, we
I'll
are.
see each other.
I'll present, they can ask questions of me at that time. And also, since it occurs during a public meeting, people could sign up and
Yeah.
speak at that time too. So it'd be up to the council whether I could answer the questions that were being asked at that time or not. So I'm sure I'll, if there's any questions, I'll be able to answer.
Probably what'll happen is that you take down questions and then call you up and ask you,
Okay, perfect.
rather than a Q&A going on.
Gotcha.
So this for sure is our number 2 map that we're presenting.
Well, both of them are up there.
Right, I mean, like, both of those are the only ones, like.
Yeah, only 2
So they could
options.
choose one or the other.
They could choose none.
Which is your preference?
Well, we're gonna show
7.
7 as our preference.
Okay.
That's what we voted on tonight, to show 7 as our preference.
One be clear.
So we'll present on 7 as our preference and why, but in the run-up to getting to that, I'll explain the process of the previous 6 maps and how we got there, and I may flash through, or I may put a little animation that shows, morphing from one to the other, just to give kind of a, because we've got hundreds of hours in this now, hundreds of hours. And for us to be unanimous about it, I think about watching some of the other meetings. San Antonio's meetings they're silly. They're silly. No one agrees on anything, and they're like, many meetings in and barely drawing maps. So I look at it as, it's a testament to our commitment and our dedication and hard work that we're able to start where we were and end up where we are today. Because we weren't, until we got to our little map drawing session, we weren't agreeing on anything as a group.
That's true.
So, anything else I had to think about, Pete or Amy or anyone?
Who's gonna be written report?
Yeah.
So I'll have to have a report. Basically, I'll probably read through or hit some high levels of what I present, what I
Probably
get.
need some kind of written report, and I guess.
Yeah, I think I have to have
they
that.
can help you put some of that report and the graphics in the report.
Yeah, I'll have all that to them in time for the packet to go out.
Is Bob awake? I don't know, I can't tell.
Bob, you have any questions or anything else for us?
No, just say I think y'all have done a very good job.
Well, thank you for being so supportive.
Okay, so here's my question. Does Bob, do they need to be here for the meeting just in case they're asked questions?
I'll let, city
Sorry,
manager,
pardon?
I'll let the city manager make a decision whether or not, whether we need to have them there or be on call or just Skype in.
Or maybe,
I'm happy to be there, and can be there on the 7th if
but maybe they
it
would
make
be
sense, but whatever you think.
better served at whenever they hear it publicly
Right.
at
It
that
may
second
de-
meeting. Yeah.
Bob, it may depend whether or not we're gonna schedule one or more public hearings on it,
Right.
and we'll see how that goes. So we'll be in touch with you about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the next week, I'm not available, but on the 7th, that week, the 7th, I am.
Okay. Any other questions? Comments?
Will we get notified when the public hearings are, the public?
Yeah, we can make sure.
Maybe
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
maybe I'll
Well,
let you know.
right.
Well, you did a good job leading us, so thank you.
I think it was kind of tough. I don't know. I've watched all of them many times, and I think I look like a clown sometimes. So, okay, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Perfect. 7:13.